2021, I'm also trying something new, giving this talk. Giving talks is a new stretch skill set for me. I hope you find at least one idea today that gives you hope or inspiration for whatever situation you may find yourself in today, like Dave putting 3,000 developers on call on Monday. Feel free to reach out and say hello in the DevOps Days Seattle Slack community or on the social medias. Let's jump right in to 10 lessons in 10 minutes. An on-call is a human, not a robot. Humans are complicated, messy, and susceptible to emotional, physical, or social influences. Each on-call engineer handles stress and learning differently. It's super important to accept this natural variance. It is unrealistic to expect humans to perform manual tasks perfectly and consistently. Humans require compassion and connection. Service level objectives, or SLOs, are an easily understandable language that helps humans operate systems more effectively. You're not alone. Leverage relationships. Most, if not all of us here, are grappling with new challenges at work. When it comes to reliability, we're navigating a complex ecosystem within our organizations that often requires orchestration of people, processes, and technologies. I want to encourage you to leverage your network of vendor relationships. You and your vendors share the same goal. You want your team and your business to be successful. You can partner with your vendors to conduct engineer training sessions, hosting office hours, or even facilitating strategy deep dives or discussions. Through a meetup like this, Slack interest group, or even a vendor intro, take the opportunity to connect with folks at other companies, share ideas, and sometimes you just need to remember that you're not alone in this. The obvious is not obvious. A close colleague has challenged me to fully accept this lesson and is now a standing joke between us when anyone says, "But that was obvious." The obvious is truly not obvious. What seems plain as day to you can be entirely overlooked by the person next to you, to no fault of theirs. Just ask the question or say the thing. Especially under pressure in incident situations, our brains can be in overdrive, and a simple reminder is all that's needed. All it takes is one brave person to think something might be obvious, but to ask the question anyway. Example would be asking an incident commander, what is the customer impact? In this scenario, it could be the reminder that everyone needs, that it's already been a half hour and we haven't yet answered the single most important question. Make learning and growth visible. Building and operating reliable cloud services is an exhilarating and at times head-spinning journey of continuous learning. Learning and growth is a practice, a commitment to practice that must be visible across teams and leaders. This can look like an open door policy for participating in postmortems, allowing interested engineers across teams to contribute to a given retrospective. It can be highly valuable to create a forum for lessons learned authors to share their findings and insights with the broader organization. Cherish the opportunity to listen. Change is hard. Sometimes complaints are just a request to be heard or seen, and it's not something to fix, resulting in an action item. On-call rotations can create stress and tension for anyone, especially the first time. Cherish the opportunity to listen for what is causing fear, uncertainty, friction, or struggle, and validate the human who is taking the time to express it. We can't always solve all of our on-call problems, but we can listen, and sometimes that's enough. Say what they need to hear. Leadership needs to hear the truth. They need information to make decisions. They are charting our course ahead. Engineers need to hear what to expect and what is expected of them. Sometimes we wince a little knowing it will be a little uncomfortable. but it helps no one when we downplay or soften something and it never gets fixed. You can use SLOs as a tool to speak the truth and provide direct visibility to leadership. Embrace the art of the broken record. When you think you've said it too many times, say it one more time. Say it verbally, say it in writing, say it in Slack, say it in Zoom, say it in the org meeting, say it in the wiki. Just keep saying it. Embrace being an annoying broken record about things that matter. Everyone is facing information overload from all directions. Assume no one read the first or second message. Ask, what is the customer impact? Every single time until the team develops the muscle to consider this question before you have to ask. Praise proactive homework. It can be difficult to gain visibility of work that prevents issues. So often the firefighting can take center stage. Cultivate opportunities to recognize proactive work. It can look like quietly working to make the next on-call shift more successful by implementing a weekly handoff mechanism, methodically updating SLO docs, eliminating noisy alerts that weren't actionable, or running a game day for the team. Recognizing proactive instead of hero worship builds sustainable engineering culture and more reliable systems. Assume training is never enough. Great knowledge base, great diagram, onboarding session, they're ready, right? No, not even close. Assume no one read your doc and they were texting during Zoom training, or they forgot everything since their last on-call shift 8 weeks ago. DevOps teams and orgs are moving incredibly fast. It's impossible to keep all the documentation and training up to date. Continuous feedback loops within the team, weekly or daily, via on-call handoffs, can keep the whole team up to date on new people, process, or technical changes they need to be aware of. Trust your struggle. Some days it can feel too hard, and other days it can feel hopeful. This is the essence of human experience, the human struggle. The Seattle DevOps community is part of an evolution within the software industry. So many organizations are faced with the same challenges. We can learn from each other. We are defining the next generation of tools and corporate cultures. Know that you're doing some hard stuff. In 10 minutes, we walked through 10 lessons I learned putting 200 developers on call. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I hope you're taking away at least one idea that will start a conversation when you get back to your team. I want to say thank you to all the awesome humans that made this information possible. And if you have feedback on how I can make my presentations more accessible or inclusive, I would absolutely love to hear from you.